New York City is in a state of rebellion right now. Leftist rioters in New York City targeted the ICE facility in Chinatown and blocked them from doing their job. That's how it started, at least. Let's take a look.
ICE out of New York! ICE out of New York!
Not a terribly big crowd.
ICE out of New York! ICE out of New York!
Certainly not the craziest thing we've seen on this channel.
Out of New York! Out of New York! ICE out of New York!
Sorry.
ICE out of New York!
The light's tough over here, but
ICE out of New York! ICE out of New York!
All right. Let's see what it devolved into, okay? Because rioters then began throwing trash in the road just in front of the ICE facility to block federal agents. By the way, a crime. But it got worse. And it continued to get worse. And snowball, and snowball, and snowball. And by the way, Mamdani hasn't even taken office yet. He's not the mayor of New York City. Imagine when he is. Because agents were trapped inside of this ICE facility for hours, unable to leave. As these protesters stood outside and blocked them. But they're allowed to just obstruct ICE operations, seemingly with impunity, until the crowd grew, that is, at least. Here they are, feeling free to just fight with NYPD officers. Openly. No shame. They hit that guy in the face. Like, pull them in. Arrest them. Look at all these agents and officers back here. Just rip them in and throw them behind you. And it didn't stop there. You thought that was crazy? It wasn't. Okay? NYPD ended up having to use mace to clear the way for federal agents. I mean, that's a lot of mace. That doesn't feel good. But apparently it's not enough because this person got maced in the face and then still had the wherewithal to flip off the NYPD officer. If he was macing well, that person wouldn't have been able to do that. Look at that. Mace him. They're putting these planters in the streets. By the way, somebody else's property. These planters belong to a business. Or to the city. Here they are, putting more. Making it nearly impossible for federal agents to operate in New York City. Now I'm going to show you a scene of absolute anarchy and rebellion. It's what it is. It's an insurrection, but nobody will call it that. The headlines in the tabloids should be calling this an insurrection. Watch this, and watch how organized it is. This footage, by the way, comes from Alia Scootercaster, so major shout out to her. And watch how these NYPD officers are about to just give up. Oh, now who's in front of the cop car? It's not the police keeping the protesters away from the car. Now it's a protester. Putting his hand on the bumper. He's gonna get run over. Oh, and here comes NYPD. Hey, here's an idea. Rip him out and arrest him. Are you kidding me? Arrest him. Hit him with a billy club. Something. Hello, Officer Genius. Right behind you. Do you have eyeballs? Right behind you. Look at this. It's the same people. It's the same guy that was doing it earlier. Arrest him. Put him in cuffs. Take him to jail. He's gonna get run over. And by the way, the streets of New York City never look like this. This is Lower Manhattan. The streets of New York City never look like this. This is impeding not only just ICE, but the entire city. Because this ICE agent has to be able to dodge and weave all over the street to not hit this guy. But if he does get hit, despite the fact that the agent is actively trying to get away from him, is actively dodging around the street, of course the ICE agent would get blamed. Here you've got another moron up front. Oh, they're speeding up too. They said hell no. We have more agents trying to leave the facility. You don't see a lot of action like this in New York City, so this is surprising. And again, Mamdani has not even taken office yet. And I'd like to shout out Alia Scootercaster with freedomnews.tv. This is her footage. Arrest. How are we not putting people in cuffs? They have all these zip ties in their hips. I haven't seen a single person putting them yet. How? I mean, we've seen like felony level offenses committed.
Move back.
And again, Mamdani's not even mayor yet. Look at that! Arrest! I'm throwing her in the back of the van. That is a federal offense. What you're doing? These are federal police cars. Throw her in the back of the van. Put her in zip ties and throw her in the back. She's now committed a federal crime. Take her to federal jail. Look at that. She's back. That's the same gal. That is the same woman. She just runs off from the side. Watch. It's the same woman. Banging on the window. Open it up and put her inside. Take her to jail. I mean, if the NYPD is already this babyish, imagine what is going to happen come January. Arrest. It's the same woman. Look right here. It's the same woman in the burgundy pink coat. Take her to jail. All you're doing when you fail to arrest people like this, when you fail to use appropriate force, all you're doing is telling them that it's okay to do what they're doing. They operate off of learned behavior. They're like children. all you're doing is teaching them that they can continue to do what they're doing, committing federal felony level offenses with impunity, without any recourse, without any punishment, without any consequences. And they take that and the gears in their head start turning, the smoke rolls out, and they say, I can get away with anything. And then they continue to do whatever it is they feel like doing. I mean, look at this woman. She's actively fighting with NYPD officers. Look at her. Same woman in that coat. She is actively fighting, or I don't even know what it is, to be honest. It looks like a woman. Actively fighting with NYPD officers. Arrest her. She has now committed battery on an NYPD officer. And here they are throwing trash in the road again to impede the officers. Look at this. Hey, sir, I don't know, behind you? And here they go, throwing the planters in the streets again. I mean, look at this. And why are they doing this? Because they know they can get away with it. Normalize when they jump in front of your car and impede the traffic and start banging on your hood and pose reasonable threat to you. Run them over. I guarantee they're not going to do it again. I promise you, once one person gets run over because they're actively menacing, threatening, and impeding federal agents, I guarantee the rest of them won't do it again. At least not for the rest of the day. Yeah, or maybe arrest one or two of them. Or maybe a dozen, or a couple dozen, or 100 of them. Yeah, where are the pepper ball guns? Arrest him. Like, I have never seen a police force that is more okay with people breaking their ranks. Normally, if you break ranks like this, like if you try to go between two police officers forcefully, you're getting arrested. You're going to jail in these situations. Do this to the Chicago State Police, you're going to jail. And it's going to be a bumpy ride to jail. And by that I mean it's going to be a bumpy ride from standing on your feet on your way down to the ground. Here we go, more stuff getting thrown in the road. And this looks like people parking their cars in the street so that the feds can't move. They're actively attempting to block the agents with their vehicles. Wait, same person, remember her? It's the same woman. Take her to jail. She belongs in prison. No arrest, just a little push. I mean, that woman has done that at least 20 times. And that's assault on an NYPD officer. Jail. Arrest them. And also, why are there so few NYPD officers? There should be a hell of a lot more. There should be a hell of a lot more. I assume Cam wasn't around in the 2020 riots, haha. I've seen plenty of riots. Now, was I on the ground in 2020? No, I wasn't on the ground in 2020. I was monitoring it very closely by watching everybody else's live streams every night, like every minute of them, and streaming them live to Twitch. But I wasn't physically on the ground. I was on the ground for the LA riots. I was on the ground for I've been continuously on the ground for the Portland riots, Seattle riots. I've been on the ground for a ton of riots. I've been to war zones. I understand that this is typically how it goes. That doesn't mean it's not a problem. It's still a problem. Yeah, I understand this is typically how it happens. It doesn't matter. This doesn't change anything. There is an issue here. A, one of my biggest questions right now, why are there not more NYPD officers on the ground? Walk around New York City. There are NYPD officers everywhere. Where the hell are they? I see 2 or 3 officers. Where are the rest of them? You've got like 300 people actively attacking a federal convoy of DHS vehicles. Where are the NYPD officers? Let's see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 NYPD officers. Where are the rest of them? Are these NYPD? Yeah, they are. I mean, this is a straight up insurrection. We got 5 cops, and they're all stumbling over each other. Where is the rest of the NYPD? Again, in New York City, there is NYPD officers everywhere. Where are they? And again, Mamdani hasn't even taken office yet. This is pretty rare for New York City. I mean, you don't really see stuff like this in New York City a lot, right? It wouldn't be rare in like Chicago, Portland, Seattle, LA. There are a lot of Philadelphia. There are a lot of places where this isn't like commonplace, but you wouldn't be surprised if you saw it. I'm actually surprised that we're seeing this in New York City. They protest a lot in New York City, but there's not usually like, it's not like this usually. I mean, what is this OC spray he has? It's like this big. Move to the sidewalk. Come on, get something bigger. I never see them when I'm here. You never see NYPD officers in Manhattan. I see NYPD officers in Manhattan all the time. I see NYPD cars everywhere. I see officers walking down the street all over the place. There's the same woman. Look at her. The same woman. This is the same woman. Tase them or something. There needs to be a lot more mace deployed at this point. Metalsmith Oz sent a $5 super chat and said it's not mace, it's bubble. So true. I mean, this is just horrific, guys. I do not understand how this is possible. In other news, there is a saloon in Idaho that is offering free beer for 1 month to anyone who helps identify ICE and ultimately deport an illegal from Idaho. Alert from Old State Saloon. Anyone who helps ICE identify and ultimately deport an illegal alien from Idaho gets free beer for 1 month at Old State Saloon. I think it's time to pack my things and head to Idaho and get to work. If there's one thing I could use for a month, it's definitely free beer. There's also a new ICE ad out, or reportedly a new ICE ad out, according to Kim USA. Kim Katie USA. Let's take a look at it.
Close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
The CBP Home app is your chance to leave voluntarily if you're in the country illegally. Use it now, or you will be found and deported with 0 chance of returning. So a lot of people say, oh, it's just so, the way they're going about this, the way that ICE, this is the number one thing I hear on the Fearless Tour when I'm debating with people. You know, I agree with border laws, and I think we should enforce those border laws. My main thing is I just don't agree with the way they're doing it. It's too brutal and inhumane. Well, the Trump administration is actually offering $1,000 per person that self-deports. And they're saying if you self-deport now, there's a chance you can come back. But if we find you and we deport you and you don't self-deport yourself, there is 0 chance you will ever come back to this country. I think it's incredibly humane. In fact, I think it's too humane. I don't think we should be giving people $1,000 self-deport. I mean, it's a great incentive. And it actually, it makes sense. It actually makes sense because it's definitely cheaper to pay somebody $1,000 to self-deport than it is to spend the necessary resources to actually deport them. So, I think it's amazing. Inhumane my ass. Absolutely not inhumane. Protesters in New York City also stormed stores on Black Friday yesterday. As if Black Friday isn't annoying and chaotic enough, here we have this.
They fund the genocide!
Hey, out the store! Out the store! Out the store! Come on.
Do not shop
And this...
at Zara!
Do not shop at Zara.
Zara is a genocidal company!
Zara is a genocidal company. Here's the face of Zara as a genocidal company. Right here. How is Zara a genocidal company? Ma'am, they make clothes. Like, can we just be for real? You're a genocidal company. 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 Google's a genocidal company. I guarantee you didn't change your search engine to DuckDuckGo. Guarantee it's still Google. It's virtue signaling. It's not actually about ending genocide or fighting back against genocide. It's about virtue signaling just enough that it's not a personal inconvenience. You know how many pro-Palestine protests I've been in and embedded in and undercover in where they're like actively eating Dunkin' Donuts, one of the biggest brands that they're reportedly protesting because they're a genocidal company. In fact, I just can't even keep track of all the companies that are genocidal. Okay? If I see a company, I just assume it's genocidal. And I also don't care. I also do not care at all. In fact, there's probably not very many things that I care less about. I'm still going to use Google. I'm still going to use Microsoft. I'm still going to use Apple. I'm still going to use everything that I was using before and continue not giving a shit. That's what I'm going to be doing. So, we don't care. We do not care. Here's a New York City pro-Palestine protester wearing a mock suicide vest. He's literally wearing a fake suicide vest. This is a pro-Palestine protester dressed up like a terrorist. And he's like actively menacing people. Insane. Absolutely insane. When is it going to end, guys? When is it going to end? Here are dozens of American flags lit on fire in the streets of Philadelphia. I believe this is right outside of the City Hall, reported by A.L. Jacoby. Outside of City Hall in Philadelphia, masked pro-Palestinian Islamists light dozens of American flags on fire, abhorrent. Catch the irony, guys. They're flying foreign flags. The flags, of course, of a proto-state in the Gaza Strip, which is run by an Islamic terrorist organization, literally called the Islamic Resistance Group. That's what they refer to themselves as in their charter, of course, which in Article 7 says the day of judgment will not come about until the Muslims fight the Jews, killing the Jews. When the Jews hide behind stones and trees, the stones and trees will say, "O Muslims, O Abdullah, there's a Jew behind me, come and kill him." They're waving those flags while burning our flags, the American flags, on the streets of our country. That's what's happening here. Let's check it out. I just recited a passage from the Hamas charter. Let's look it up. This is translated by Yale through the Avalon Project. This is the Covenant of the Islamic Resistance Movement, aka the Hamas Charter of 1988. Here it is here if you can't read it. So let's just search stones. Here we go. We got it right here, Article 7 of the Hamas Charter. We've got it right here. The day of judgment will not come about until the Muslims fight the Jews, killing the Jews. When the Jews hide behind stones and trees, the stones and trees will say, "O Muslims, O Abdullah, there's a Jew behind me, come and kill him." Only the Garknad tree, evidently a certain kind of tree, would not do this because it is one of the trees of the Jews. This is from this book, actually. It's a hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari, which is a Muslim book of hadiths, which are generally, it's similar to the Gospels. It's stories about Muhammad and his life and his teachings in the words of his followers. And that's from this book. Written in the Hamas Charter because it is an integral part of their religion and government. Here's the German police. Actually, we want to actually pull back on that real quick. Here's Palestine protesters storming the opening night of the Christmas market in Brussels. It's happening all over the world, guys. Now, I want you to ask yourself, why might it be the Christmas market that they're storming? I'll just let you sit on that for a second, and we'll get into the next story, which is the German police fighting an Antifa mob. I think the United States needs to take notes and learn a lesson from this video. I mean, look at it. He's just going bang, bang, bang. Spraying mace everywhere? Hell yeah. Where was that in New York City? That's what New York City should have looked like. I mean, watch this guy in the middle right here. Now, they do have a couple officers go down right here, which isn't good. But watch this guy. I mean, watch his arm right there. He's about to cock back and just start punching. This one right here. Bang. 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 We needed some of that in New York City today. Where was that? We needed it. Bad. Somalians are beginning to self-deport, or at least some are advocating that they should self-deport and go back to Somalia and quote-unquote rebuild it. So we've got here from Right Angle News Network. Breaking, Somalians are now promising to leave Western countries due to the intense backlash they are facing. The West does not want us here anymore. I'm leaving. We're going to go rebuild our country. This, of course, is coming on the heels of Trump ending temporary protective status for Somalians in Minnesota. Let's watch.
Roads lead to Mogadishu, Somalia. I've booked my flight. By the end of this year, I'm moving to Somalia full time, bro. The West does not want us here anymore, so it's cool, we're cutting. You man are saying all roads lead to Rome. I'm saying all roads lead to Somalia, bro. I'm gonna start up a new life there. I don't know who I'm gonna meet. I might meet some criminals on the run, but that's live. I'm trying to meet some drill rappers. I'm trying to meet a few people out there. I'm not only gonna be going to Mogadishu. Obviously, the whole country is non-extradition treaty, innit? Even though I can't, like, why am I saying that? Because I'm not even a criminal.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. Why are you saying that? Why is one of the points of you moving to Somalia that it's a non-extradition country? You say you're not a criminal. Are you planning on committing crimes before you go start your new life in Somalia? Why was that a relevant point? Is that what they're teaching you?
But bro, do you get what I'm saying? I'm tired of London. I'm tired of Northwest London. I'm tired of this whole city, bro. All roads lead to Rome. Bar now, all roads are leading to Mogadishu, Somalia,
yes,
bro.
Yes,
I'm
goodbye.
Leaving. I'm
yes.
gone.
Okay, bye.
Muslim country.
Bye, please go.
We're gonna
Thank
rebuild
you.
our country from the ground up, and I'm gonna...
Now I understand he's in the UK, but hey, whatever. Still, leave. Bye. See ya. Japan says no to building Muslim cemeteries. Check this out.
承知してるかどうか聞いてるんじゃないんです。これね、でもちろんですね、適法に
So, let's talk about what this allegedly says. Tommy Robinson tweeted this video and says, Japan says no to building Muslim cemeteries in the country. Quote, the Muslim request for cemeteries is denied. In Japan, cremation is the tradition. The appropriate approach for Muslims is to return the remains to their own countries and bury them there. We should take a note out of Japan's book. Oregon, the state of Oregon, is suing Donald Trump because illegals aren't going to be eligible for SNAP benefits, or non-citizens aren't going to be eligible for SNAP benefits.
It's wild and absolutely stupid that we have to be here today, a day before Thanksgiving. We're one of the most wealthy countries in the world, and no one should go hungry in America. When this came out, I think a lot of us were thinking this has to be a mistake. These are lawful residents. The law is incredibly clear. Why would the USDA be yanking food benefits away from people? Because we actually genuinely thought this could be a mistake. A letter was sent earlier this month. No response was received. And that's why the lawsuit is being filed here today. It's that simple. If you're an asylum seeker, if you're here as a refugee, if you're here as a lawful resident, if you're here in the United States because of...
Let me finish that sentence. If you're here as an asylum seeker, if you're here as a refugee, turn around and go back. Turn around and go back. How about that?
Humanitarian purpose, we should never yank people's food benefits away under these circumstances.
You're right, I have a better solution. Don't yank their food benefits. Yank them out of the country.
Expect, just like in our other suits, to be incredibly successful. Proud to be a lead in this lawsuit being filed in Eugene. The hope is that we'll have a preliminary injunction filed a little bit later today so that we can get in front of a judge as quickly as possible to make sure that we can get this food assistance flowing again.
So now, all jokes aside of deporting these people, this is interesting because there's been a lot of contention about the food assistance issue regarding illegal immigrants and non-citizens. All you've heard surrounding this whole SNAP issue was, no. Illegal immigrants cannot be a $68,000 net fiscal drain on the U.S. economy. despite the fact that the House Committee on Budget study in conjunction with the Center for Immigration Studies literally proves and concludes this. That can't be possible because illegal immigrants are actually not eligible for food assistance programs. Non-citizens are actually not eligible for food assistance programs. It's not possible. Evidently, that's not the case, because why is Oregon suing the Trump administration for not allowing non-citizens to receive food benefit programs? Asylum seeker, they use very clever language. Asylum seeker means illegal immigrant who got caught. That's what that means. The overwhelming majority of asylum cases right now are illegal immigrants who got caught. People who were being smuggled in the back of somebody's trunk. The police pulled the trunk and, oh, I'm seeking asylum. No, you're not. You seek asylum at a legal port of entry. You violated 8 U.S. Code 1325 improper entry by alien and are now abusing the asylum process to your own benefit. And that was done constantly under the Joe Biden administration or regime. And now we're dealing with the fallout and consequences of it today. It's coded language. And it's not inconspicuous. It's obvious. We know exactly what they're talking about.